Okay, so on the front of our bag, I can still see my 4 rivet marks. So I'm going to go ahead and punch those holes now, straight through all layers of the front part of the bag. I'm also going to flip the bag over and fold back the back flap to reveal the rivet marks that I have back here as well. And I'm going to punch those. I did not film this next part because it was a step that I added at the very last minute, but now is a good time to run a thin line or a couple dots of super glue on the exterior of the bag in between those 2 rivet holes so that when the flap is flipped up, it will adhere to the exterior of the bag, and that will close any gapping left between those rivets. Okay, you can install the rivets on the back flap right away because it's already attached to the bag. And I'm using regular medium-sized rivets for these. And going straight through the flap and straight through the hole that I just made in the exterior of the bag. Now, again, like I said before, you may need longer rivets for these 2 rivet holes, the ones that are going through the handle. I am trying a medium-sized rivet right now, and it looks like it's going to work. So that is definitely just depending on your material. So definitely keep that in mind when you're sourcing your hardware for this, that you may need the longer rivets, you may not end up needing the longer rivets. Okay, might have to work the rivet to get through all of the layers. Last one for the back. And that one went right through. All right, so that is all 4 rivets attaching the back flap to the back of the bag, and we are now going to do the same thing with the front flap. All right, here is my front flap. I'm going to just feed a rivet through the very front. And then feed it through the bag. And pinch those together. And then I'm going to do the other side next so that I don't have to keep holding this flap up while I work on the other 2. That fits perfectly. All right, okay, next, the other 2 in the center. Sorry for the shot of my arm. Okay, may take a sec to work that out, but got it through. Okay, now I am going to go press all of these rivets. Okay. Okay, the flap is attached and it is looking great. There's the pocket underneath. And we can now move on to adding our zipper pull to this end of the zipper. All right, and when you close up the bag, you want to make sure that when the zipper is fully closed, each side is even with each other. All right, and next we are going to add the metal zipper end, and you just want to add that however the manufacturer's instructions say to. I like to use glue and Loctite on the screw. Okay, I use the Beacon 3-in-1 Advanced Craft Glue, which is good for tons of different materials. I've had this in my stash for a really long time, and I think I got it on Amazon. Just put a dot inside there. And then I also use the Permatex Thread Locker, the blue kind. But be super careful about getting this on any surface. It's super oily, and so it'll coat your skin, so definitely wash your hands once you're finished. I just put a dot right on this screw, and I'm going to let it sit here for a sec. But if you have like a ruler or something on your machine, or a design on your table or something, that thread locker will take it right off. So be very careful. And I'm going to fold the tape sort of in fourths. Just get it to a point where it's real narrow at the end and kind of tapers out like this. And then you're able to kind of push this zipper end on the end of this zipper. Okay, that's on as far as it'll go, so I'm gonna grab this screw and tighten that. All right, my zipper pull and my zipper end are installed, and the only thing that we have to do next is the strap for the back. So to get our strap started, I have slid the strap through a swivel clasp here, and then up through a strap slider and over the middle bar of the strap slider and back down through the other sides. So it should look like this now, and I've attached a rivet here. And next what you want to do is take the other end of the strap and put it up through the slider, but making sure that your strap is not twisted at all. So up through this side of the slider and then back down through the other side of the slider. So it should now look like that. Now, before we attach the second swivel clasp to the free end of this strap, we need to make sure of a couple things. So grab your bag. And as I said before, we need to make sure that the swivel clasp can pass through the rectangle rings. So what I do here is I take my strap and I put the swivel clasp on and I fold it over and clip that in place just to hold it. And then I test. So can my swivel clasp go through my rectangle ring? And this one I know can. These are from Emmeline, And so they fit through really, really well. But not all swivel clasps and rectangle rings are built the same way. Some of them are super chunky, others are really, really narrow and thin. Even though they're 1-inch hardware, they still might not be able to fit through each other. So if you can fit your swivel clasp through your rectangle ring, that means that your strap will be able to be removable. Because you'll be able to get it in and out of this ring. If your swivel clasp doesn't go through your rectangle ring, you can install it once you pull your strap through the rectangle ring. So you can install it right now if you wanted to. But what we're going to do is actually size the strap and cut off any extra that you might have that you won't need. So what you want to do is take the side that has the swivel clasp and connect it to one of your D-rings up top. Then with the strap slider, adjust the strap so that it's the longest that it could be. So just kind of move that strap slider up towards the D-ring at the top of the bag. Okay. So that's about as long as the strap can be. There's a very little space here. And then making sure that your strap is not twisted, feed the strap through the rectangle ring and then feed the swivel clasp on and clip. Don't rivet yet, just clip it in place and then clip the swivel clasp to the other D-ring. Now you have 2 backpack straps. Now, the reason for adjusting the strap to its longest possible length is because the strap will likely never have to be longer than it is when it's being used as a backpack strap. So if you remove the strap to use it as a crossbody, you'll likely have to make it shorter rather than make it longer. So in order to customize the strap to your measurements, it's best to start with the strap at its longest length. I've included measurements for medium, long, and extra long straps as a general guideline. If you're unsure of the length that you'll need, you can cut the extra long size, which is 84 inches, put the backpack on to size the strap to the length that you need, and then just trim off the extra. You always have the option of adjusting the backpack straps to be shorter with the strap slider as well. So you can either install your rivet now and have the strap be as long as it could be and then adjust it with the adjuster, or you can put the backpack on, slide the backpack strap through the swivel clasp until it sits comfortably for your body, and then clip that and attach a rivet up here and trim off the excess strap. That way it's kind of tailored to the length that you want it to be. And then once you take this strap off and use it as a crossbody strap, you can adjust the slider down to make the strap shorter for a crossbody strap. Okay, I have sized this strap to myself, and I will be installing a rivet here and trimming off the excess. Okay, I have installed my rivet and I'm just going to cut the excess off right about there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of super glue on those threads so they don't unravel later. And now your Solasta convertible bag is done.